Hello, and welcome to a reading from I Am That Talks with Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj. The self stands beyond the mind. The questioner asks Maharaj, as a child, fairly often I experienced states of complete happiness, verging on ecstasy. Later, they ceased. But since I came to India, they reappeared, particularly after I met you. Yet these states, however wonderful, are not lasting. They come and go, and there is no knowing when they will come back. And Maharaj responds to this with, how can anything be steady in a mind which itself is not steady? The questioner asks, how can I make my mind steady? And Maharaj replies, how can an unsteady mind make itself steady? Of course, it cannot. It is the nature of the mind to roam about. All you can do is shift the focus of consciousness beyond the mind. The questioner asks Maharaj, how is it done? And Maharaj says, refuse all thoughts except one, the thought, I am. The mind will rebel in the beginning, but with patience and perseverance, it will yield and keep quiet. Once you are quiet, things will begin to happen spontaneously and quite naturally, without any interference on your part. And the questioner replies next with, can I avoid this protracted battle with my mind? And Maharaj says, yes, you can. Just live your life as it comes, but alertly, watchfully, allowing everything to happen as it happens. Doing the natural things the natural way, suffering, rejoicing, as life brings. This also is a way. And the questioner replies to this with, well, then I can as well marry, have children, run a business, be happy. And Maharaj says, sure, you may or may not be happy. Take it in your stride. And the questioner comes back with, yet I want happiness. And Maharaj says, true happiness cannot be found in things that change and pass away. Pleasure and pain alternate inexorably. Happiness comes from the self and can be found in the self only. Find your real self, Swarupa, and all else will come with it. The questioner replies with, if my real self is peace and love, why is it so restless? And Maharaj replies with, it is not your real being that is restless, but its reflection in the mind appears restless because the mind is restless. It is just like the reflection of the moon in the water stirred by the wind. The wind of desire stirs the mind, and the me, which is but a reflection of the self in the mind, appears changeful. But these ideas of movement, of restlessness, of pleasure and pain are all in the mind. The self stands beyond the mind, aware but unconcerned. And the questioner replies with, how to reach it? Maharaj comes back with, you are the self, here and now. Leave the mind alone. Stand aware and unconcerned, and you will realize that to stand alert but detached, watching events come and go, is an aspect of your real nature. And to this, the questioner replies, what are the other aspects? And Maharaj states that the aspects are infinite in nature. Realize one and you will realize all. The questioner asks, tell me something that would help me. And Maharaj says, you know best what you need. The questioner says, I am restless. How can I gain peace? Maharaj comes back with, for what do you need peace? The questioner says, to be happy. Maharaj asks him, are you not happy now? And the questioner states, no, I am not. Maharaj then asks, what makes you unhappy? And the questioner replies, I have what I don't want, and I want what I don't have. Maharaj says, why don't you invert it? Want what you have and care not for what you don't have. The questioner asks, I want what is pleasant and I don't want what is painful. Maharaj replies with, how do you know what is pleasant and what is not? The questioner says, from past experience, of course. Maharaj replies with, guided by memory, you have been pursuing the pleasant and shunning the unpleasant. Have you succeeded? And the questioner says, no, I have not. The pleasant does not last. Pain sets in again. Maharaj asks, which pain? The questioner says, the desire for pleasure, the fear of pain, both are states of distress. Is there a state of unalloyed pleasure? Maharaj states, every pleasure, physical or mental, needs an instrument. Both the physical and mental instruments are material. They get tired and worn out. The pleasure they yield is necessarily limited in intensity and duration. Pain is the background of all your pleasures. You want them because you suffer. On the other hand, the very search for pleasure is the cause of pain. It's a vicious circle. The questioner replies to this with, I can see the mechanism of my confusion, but I do not see my way out of it. Maharaj says, the very examination of the mechanism shows the way. After all, your confusion is only in your mind. which never rebelled so far against confusion and never got to grips with it. It rebelled only against pain. The questioner says, so all I can do is to stay confused? And Maharaj says, be alert, question, observe, investigate. Learn all you can about confusion, how it operates, what it does to you and others. By being clear about confusion, you become clear of confusion. And the questioner comes back with, when I look into myself, I find my strongest desire is to create a monument, to build something which will outlast me. Even when I think of a home, wife, and child, it is because it is a lasting, solid testimony to myself. And Maharaj says, right, build yourself a monument. How do you propose to do it? And the questioner comes back, it matters little what I build as long as it's permanent. And Maharaj says, surely, you can see for yourself that nothing is permanent. All wears out, breaks down, dissolves. The very ground on which you build gives way. What can you build that will outlast all? And the questioner replies with, intellectually, verbally, I am aware that all is transient, yet somehow my heart wants permanency. I want to create something that lasts. And then Maharaj says, then you must build it of something lasting. What have you that is lasting? Neither your body nor mind will last. You must look elsewhere. The questioner, I long for permanency, but I find it nowhere. Maharaj, are you yourself not permanent? The questioner replies, I was born. I shall die. Maharaj replies, can you truly say you were not before you were born? And can you possibly say, when dead, now I am no more? You cannot say from your own experience that you are not. You can only say, I am. Others too cannot tell you you are not. And the questioner replies to this with, there is no I am in sleep. Maharaj states, before you make such sweeping statements, examine carefully your waking state. You will soon discover that it is full of gaps when the mind blanks out. Notice how little you remember even when fully awake. You cannot say that you were not conscious during sleep. You just don't remember. A gap in memory is not necessarily a gap in consciousness. The questioner comes back with, can I make myself remember my state of deep sleep? Maharaj asserts, of course. By eliminating the intervals of inadvertence during your waking hours, you will gradually eliminate the longer interval of absent-mindedness, which you call sleep. You will be aware that you are asleep. The questioner comes back with, yet the problem of permanency, of continuity of being, is not solved. And Maharaj replies, permanency is a mere idea, born of the action of time. Time, again, depends on memory. By permanency, you mean unfailing memory through endless time. You want to eternalize the mind, which is not possible. And the questioner comes back with, then what is eternal? And Maharaj states, that which does not change with time. You cannot eternalize a transient thing. Only the changeless is eternal. The questioner replies, I am familiar with the general sense of what you say. I do not crave for more knowledge. All I want is peace. Maharaj says, you can have for the asking all the peace you want. The questioner says, I am asking. And Maharaj says, you must ask with an undivided heart and live an integrated life. The questioner asks, how? And Maharaj asserts, detach yourself from all that makes your mind restless. Renounce all that disturbs its peace. If you want peace, deserve it. The questioner says, surely everybody deserves peace. And Maharaj says, only those deserve it who don't disturb it. And the questioner says, in what way do I disturb peace? And Maharaj asserts, by being a slave to your desires and fears. The questioner asks, even when they are justified? And Maharaj says, emotional reactions born of ignorance or inadvertence are never justified. Seek a clear mind and a clean heart. All you need is to keep quietly alert, inquiring into the real nature of yourself. This is the only way to peace. Om Shri Nisargadatta Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you.